Let's work on some seasonal journaling. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I'm working in something that you have not seen me work in very much, and that is going to be a journal. So I used to keep a journal, a bullet journal that I wrote in on a daily basis, and I loved it. Then the more I got into disc bound planning, the less and less I was in my journal. And so I kind of got away from it, and I would love to get back in this habit. My vision is that I would do some journaling in the evenings. And this is a journal that I've had for a while. This is Archer and Olive, a bullet journal from Archer and Olive. I have some things in the front, a little bit of randomness, a little bit of fun. And I would love to kind of continue that, just continue having fun in this journal, but change it up so that I can actually do some journaling, some writing. All right, so here's the plan. I want to do some seasonal journaling. I want to get in the mood for a cozy fall season. And the way I'm going to do that is with some PET tapes from Rongrong Devoe. I'm going to challenge myself to use a ton of these PET tapes. I have a couple here. I will try to look up the names. I always forget the names of her beautiful tapes, but if you haven't checked out these tapes, you need to head on over to her website because they are so fantastic and they lend themselves beautifully to journaling. I'm going to create a few pages, a little formulaic, if you will, because I find that when I journal, I kind of dig the same look over and over again, but with different stickers. And I'll talk more about that as I'm working. So that being said, I will link Rongrong down below. I do have I don't know if I have a coupon code anymore. Check down below and see. I do have an affiliate link. That's for darn sure. And let's get this set up for some journaling. There has been a huge surge in creative journaling recently, and I love it. I used to journal every day a few years ago in sort of a similar style with stickers, with colorful markers, and I very much enjoyed it. And then I got into planning and I found other outlets for my creativity. I included journaling in my planning, and then I stepped away from using this bullet journal style system to do some journaling. So I am really excited about getting back. If you haven't seen Amy Plans Things, she is on YouTube. She and I were on the Happy Planner Squad together a few years ago. She is lovely. She has a YouTube channel and an Instagram and an Etsy shop. It's Amy Plans Things, and she does the most beautiful journaling spreads. She is so creative and so wonderful. Definitely go check her out. But she inspires me and she's inspired many of my patrons as well. It's just very exciting to kind of use some of your hobbies, some of the things you love, stickers, washi tape, things like that, and then change it up and do something just a little bit different. So I found the last time I did a daily journaling, I almost used it like a daily planner sheet. I would do a brain dump section, I would do a schedule section, and then I would do sort of like a check-in, an emotional, a mental check-in of some sort. And I love that. And it works really well. And I still kind of follow that similar format on my daily sheets in my planner. But in this case, I'm wanting this journal to live by my bedside. I'm wanting it to be something I check in with in the evenings, kind of just to document the day. I don't know if it'll be about feelings or about things that actually went down that day. I'll have to kind of see. But when I was journaling before, I found I got a ton of joy, a ton of satisfaction from seeing the journal fill up. And I loved following a formula of sorts for setting up my pages. It can be overwhelming when you are trying to create something brand new each and every time you open a journal, each and every time you look at a blank page. And so I loved following kind of a simple formula, and I'm going to try a few formulas on these pages to see which ones I like best. So I'm starting here. I did washi tape down at the edges of each paper. We did some clusters of stickers. I added labels for the date. Now, before I loved to stamp the date. I probably won't do that this time around because I'm not sure if this is going to be a daily thing, if I'm going to check in every few days or once a week. We're gonna slow roll into this. I don't want to put too much pressure and add on another daily task that I like to do. That can feel like a lot, and then when you get off of doing it every day, you feel like a failure. Have you all been there before? Like you get so excited and you're like, oh, I can't wait to do this every single day. And then you don't do it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm a failure. I can't keep to anything. So I'm not going to put any limitations or any parameters on this. We're just going to have fun decorating the pages. I'm going to put it by my bedside and see what happens. So that being said, I put labels down so I could mark the date of when I am writing. I'm adding a quick quote here. I actually forgot to add quotes on the other pages, which kind of makes me sad. So I'm going to go back and add them after the fact. Now I'm trying something I didn't do before. This is a mild liner. I'm using the broad side on this page. I'm going to change it up on another page. I see Amy do this on her YouTube channel, and I'm thinking I want to try it because it is hard to write on every line here in this bullet journal, but we'll kind of see. We're going to try the highlighting lines this time around and then check in before I decorate again and see if it's something that worked well for me. Okay, so last time I did the washi tape on the outer edges. This time I'm going to do it on these inside edges right here and build my stickers off of that. Now, rotating between the two, outside edges, inside edges, is going to be great because it's not going to add a ton of bulk in the same place over and over again. That is a plus of changing up how you set up your journaling pages. If you continually add washi tape on that inner part where that gutter of the page is, it will eventually kind of break apart your journal because you're adding so much bulk. And if you continue to add it only on the outer edges, well, it's going to add a lot of bulk to the outside of the journal. It's going to get really thick, maybe a little bit, I don't know, out of control, maybe too big to keep out. So I'm hoping that maybe switching back and forth will provide a little balance. We will see. So I'm going to have this kind of cascade of stickers. It's something I do in my planners and I love it. I'm also loving the simplicity of just getting these stickers down on the page. It is fun to play with the beautiful images. I love using these PET tapes. I always feel like they're so pretty and that I could never possibly use all the stickers on this PET tape, but this is allowing me to kind of go nuts with stickers. Like I am not holding back. We're doing all the stickers all the time and I'm loving it. It feels really good. I'm using a ton of my stash and I think this is going to be really fun to open up to in the evenings and see a beautiful page ready to go, ready to be filled in, and probably I'm hoping will encourage me to really have fun with this journal and write in it and play in it and just kind of see what comes of it. All right, again, we're adding the labels in, one on each side, different places, and then I am going to come back with my little dash line. I love a dash line. It is like one of my signature things. I think it looks really cool and I love the border on the page. Sometimes I feel like on bullet journal pages, they just kind of go off into the, I don't know, into the sunset. Like there's no defined ending to the page. And I don't know why I feel that way. I've just always loved a border on a bullet journal page. This one kind of brings the two pages together, which is a lot of fun. So you'll see me add that dash line. That is most definitely an element that will be on all my journaling pages for a good long while. And I just really like how it looks. All right, this time I'm going to add a couple of boxes. We're going to try something new. A technique I used to do for journaling or for reflecting on a page is I would take a moment to think, what am I going to keep from today and what am I going to let go? What memory am I going to keep? What highlight am I going to keep? What feeling do I want to keep? And what do I want to let go? Is there a frustration? Is there I don't know, something that made me angry, something that made me sad, something that I want to let go of. And I kind of listed those each day. So I'm going to write those words on this page and we're going to give that a try for these couple of days and see how it goes. Again, I'm trying to see what kind of prompts am I going to be wanting in my evening journal. Do I want to have a brain dump of things that I need to do the next day? I don't think so. I think I just kind of want to do what happened on that particular day. Maybe I want to have a highlight of the day. Who knows? We're just going to play around and see what comes of it. Okay, this time around, I am going to come through with the highlighter, but I'm going to use the skinny part of the highlighter to add skinnier lines just to see how it goes, which one I like better. Right off the bat, I can tell you I kind of like the skinnier lines. They are less bold and I think it makes more sense, but we'll kind of see. I'm going to play with both ways and kind of experiment and see what appeals to me in the moment or as I'm journaling. So we're going to add lines to both of these pages, and then I'm going to grab another set of PET tape to play with the next couple of spreads. Now, when I'm journaling, I do like to just do one page a day. So one side of this double page spread. When I did this before, that was what I did, but I decorated each day kind of independently. So they didn't necessarily relate to one another. I think it's nice when you open the page and the two sides relate to one another. They're the same stickers, the same scheme, something like that. So I think that is what I will continue with for the time being. I'd love to know if you're someone that journals regularly. A, do you decorate your journal, or do you just open and write? Either way is totally fine. B, do you do a single page, a double page, just see how it goes? Just let me know kind of what your system is for creative journaling. I think this is going to be a lot of fun to play with and to decorate and to get to use my supplies. And I think it's going to be a really good outlet for myself in this particular season of life. Now I am going with all of the fall feels on this spread. I love a good seasonal spread and I love really embracing the season in my crafting. Even if it's not feeling super fall-like yet, especially now that I live in Texas, we're definitely still having 100-degree days. But even if it's not feeling super fall-like, I love basing my crafts on that particular season. And so that's why this September in Patreon, we are doing cozy beginnings. We are doing all the fall things, getting set up, gathering supplies, doing fall planner spreads and fall crafts. And I'm so excited about it. I'm like going to turn the air conditioning down in my house and get my cozy cup of coffee, turn on some Gilmore Girls, and just have fun playing. I am in a season of life where I'm wanting to do some different things besides just my normal hobbies, which is generally planning. I'm wanting to branch out a little bit. I want to get back into Bible journaling. I'm wanting to try some new crafts. And I feel like over on Patreon, there's just so much encouragement because I think as creatives, we all get that kind of itch to do something new. And Patreon is just a wonderful place to experiment and play. There's a ton of extra content, things that you would never see over on this channel. You will definitely see over on Patreon. And then the best part, of course, is the amazing community of people. And they have been cheering me on as I have been searching a little bit, trying new things, wanting to try new things, talking about trying new things. And I'm hoping that it's time to really get in there and actually do the trying of the things. So this September, we got started on September 1st. It's not too late to join us over on Patreon and to have a great time doing all the fall things, all the cozy things. We'd love to have you. And this creative journaling definitely falls in that realm because this is giving me all of the fall feels. All right, on this spread, I went a little heavier on the stickers in the corners. That's going to give me less writing room, but I'm hoping that's going to be okay. We'll kind of play around and see how much decorating do I want to do, how much writing room do I actually need. So that's going to be something to kind of experiment. Of course, that dashed line is going to make its way onto the page. It always does. I'm also wondering if maybe I don't want to add lines and give myself the freedom to add boxes and lines later on. This time around, I'm adding lines on all these pages. I definitely believe that if you're wanting to try something new, a new style, a new layout, a new hobby, you got to stick with it for a bit. So like this is going to be 8 days of pages that I am creating here. And I'm hoping to stick with this for about a month in one style and then experiment and change things up to see what might work for me. How is it going? You know, kind of reevaluate and see just what I want to do. But let's just stick with the lines for now. I'm also a little thrown off. My lines are most definitely not straight. Should I be using a ruler, friends? I'm not really a ruler kind of person, but now I'm a little bit thinking that I need a ruler to make those lines straight, or perhaps it's going to drive me a little crazy that they're a little bit wonky. All right, last little bit here, adding on again, washi tape in the middle because I just did it on the edges. We'll follow the same formula of having the decor kind of spill off the middle right here. This particular washi tape is actually a fabric washi tape from 49 and Market, which I love. And then of course, more gorgeous stickers from Rongrong Devoe that are like giving me beautiful, like I want to sit at that writing desk. How lovely would that be? How can you be stressed when you're sitting at that writing desk? This is a little bit like Bridgerton vibes, which I'm excited. I think they're recording and releasing another Bridgerton, which I am pumped about. If you watch the show, let me know if you've read the books. I'd love to hear how the books compare with the show. I am really working on my reading, meaning I love to read. I just don't usually make time for it, but now it's kind of something I'm attempting to make a little bit more time for. So Bridgerton might be a good series to dig into for sure. Okay, I'm going to fill in the last few little spots. Then, of course, I'm going to add my labels and my lines and all the things we've seen before. This didn't take quite as long as I thought it would. I think in real time, I spent about 40 minutes, which really is only about 5 minutes per page. I don't think that that is too bad at all. I don't want this to be something that takes a ton of time to set up, because if it does, then I'm definitely not going to be able to set it up each and every week. And then I'm not going to journal, and it's not going to be something that I get back into. So keeping it simple, following the formula is what I believe is going to allow me the chance to get into this hobby again. All right, I'm gonna stick my last few labels on here. We are gonna add a line. I went with a pink this time, a really light pink, because there's like this rosy color in the washi tape that I wanted to bring out. And I am gonna add a couple of boxes that I can make some lists on. We're just experimenting, and I'll see what I end up using for those for in the end. All right, that's going to wrap it up. If you like this video, if you want to hear more about my little journaling adventure and maybe see some more setups, let me know down in the comments below. I will link the supplies I used. I don't believe this particular journal is available anymore at Archer and Olive, but if you have not checked out Archer and Olive, it is a wonderful place to go, and they have beautiful, beautiful journals. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon members. It is never too late to join us. It is so fun. And especially for this fall, if you are ready to just go on a creative adventure, come join us over on Patreon. You will not regret it for sure. All right, that's going to wrap it up. I hope that all of you have an absolutely fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.